A minute and 15 seconds over.
There we go. We should be good now there. There we go. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Hello, Internet. You are looking live at DNA HQ. My name is Darren. That is AJ. Thank you for joining us on the live stream edition of the DNA Sports Recap. How's it going, AJ?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing really good this week. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking.
Excellent.
I appreciate you for asking. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to worry about you and you only.
Well,
is there anything else you need to talk about while we're here, Darren?
You know, as a child, no. Okay.
I don't know if we want to open this can of worm.
No, you started it. You started it for sure. Yeah. For some reason, I can't get our overlay to work on that, but that's okay. We'll worry about that later.
Post-production overlay.
Post-production overlay. Want the branding up there? There we go.
Boom.
Throw this one up there. No, not that one. Want that one.
Can you move it?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like it's in the right spot.
Doesn't seem like it's in the right spot. It seems to be where we don't want it, but that's okay. Whoa, that's not what we want.
There we go.
There's our Instagram, everybody.
Welcome.
Join us. Be sure to check us out there.
Yeah. We actually have done this before.
We have. It may not seem like it. There we
go.
Look
at that.
There
overlay.
We go.
Boom.
Done and done. Okay, perfect. All right. So, hey, we actually have our first comment in the team. Tammy, comment in the stream. Tammy Price. Hey, guys. Thanks for the live stream. Well, you're welcome, Tammy. Thank you very much for joining.
Very welcome, Tammy.
Thank you for logging in and joining us here on the DNA Sports Recap. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and do a pre-show cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you, Tammy.
All right. So it's the point of the show where we actually just kind of quickly recap the subjects we're going to talk about so that we can put it in front of our long form videos. So let's go ahead and start off with college basketball. You want to read that one off?
Yeah. I mean, in college basketball, there's been some storming of the courts. Let's go ahead and break it down.
In the NBA, Labron James tweets about people paying too much attention to his son's college career.
And in Major League Baseball, Scott Boras finally gets one of his clients to sign.
All that more. My name is Darren. That is AJ. And this is the DNA Sports Recap.
That's right.
That's not what you say.
Roll the intro.
There you go. There you go. Once again, folks, if you're joining us on the live stream, we'd love to hear where you're watching from. Go ahead and drop your city, state, area code, what have you, where you're watching from in the comments there. We'd love to interact with you. If you guys have any questions on what we're covering, we will stop what we're doing. I just went right into my memory, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style. Yeah, just right into the Humpty dance there. Yeah, feel free to interrupt what we're doing here, and we'd love to chat with you about what you bring up there. So please feel free to do so. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with a little bit of college basketball, shall we?
Oh yeah.
All right, now do you want to break this one down?
Yeah, I can break this one down. So obviously within the last couple of weeks, there's been some situations where there's been upsets in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The home team, home team is storming the court after a win. So recently, Wake Forest upsets Duke in an 83-79 win. As the Wake Forest fans are storming the court, Duke star Kyle Flipowski gets bumped into. He falls down. His teammates got to help him off the court.
He actually doesn't fall down.
He doesn't fall down?
No. I'll show you the video. He doesn't fall down, but he does roll an ankle though.
Does he?
Yeah, he does roll an ankle and it gets shoved, and he has
so he gets bumped pretty good.
Yeah. Luckily there was court people there to catch him, like the court cleaners to kind of surround him.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then that's not even the first situation. So a few weeks ago, same thing happened to women's basketball star Caitlin Clark, who she's supposed to be one of the top picks coming up, right? So
the college basketball star.
Yeah. Yeah. She just set the NCAA women's record for points scored in a career. So
yep. Congratulations, by the way. Hats off to you, Caitlin. Great job.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Iowa gets upset at Ohio State. Same thing happens. They rush the court. She gets hit. Big question. Everybody, we want to know, should it be banned? What's your thought, man?
I have a little bit more. I think it's not as simple as whether or not it should be banned or not. I say no.
Okay.
I say no, you shouldn't storm. I say no, they shouldn't ban storming the court for a few reasons. First of all, I don't think it's actually going to work.
Right.
Right now, the SEC does levy $100,000 fine to the home team if your fan base or your students storm the court, they're hit with a $100,000 fine.
That's crazy.
You know who's not going to care about whether or not the university gets hit with a $100,000 fine?
The fan base.
The fan base, exactly. They're not going to care. So, yeah, I don't think that's really going to help. There's a few things to this, man, but to my thing in here is just like, fans, come on, guys, act like you've been there before. Like, seriously, especially with this Wake Forest Duke. You said that Duke was Wake Forest upset Duke. They were favored by 5 points going into this game. Wake Forest was, so it wasn't even an upset.
just beating Duke. You're just like, yes,
we beat Duke. Let's storm the court, guys. You know, I mean, Kyle did post on Twitter after the game, this has got to change. Duke coach John Shire, I hope I'm saying that right, said in his post-game interview to call for the banning of storming the court, as well as Wake Forest head coach Steve Forbes agrees. In the last 75 road games that Duke has lost, the opposing team has stormed the court over 50 times.
Wow. That is a crazy number.
In the Big Ten, the number one ranked Purdue, number one ranked in the Big Ten, by the way, for this year. Just putting it out there. This year, number one ranked Big. Just saying. A lot of good teams are going in there, man. The Big Ten and the Big 12. So, you know, but anyway, number one ranked Purdue has had their opponents storm the court 10 out of their last 11 road games. So this is nothing new. It seems to be the issue there is that we're only seeming to be up in arms about it when someone gets hurt. Like Kaylin Clark, she got knocked over and collided with somebody against Ohio State. This kid, Kyle, rolls his ankle. Now this is kind of dangerous. Not only just storming the court, but storming the field. You remember that one time BYU game, the guy sucker punched the opposing player in the back of the head?
Yeah.
After in the confusion of storming the field, there's a lot of chances of violence out there, man.
Oh yeah. Well, people start getting buck wild too.
Yeah, and these are usually fans that have had a few that are charging. You know,
not at a BYU game, it's not.
Yeah. Now, well, I've been down there, and trust me, there's plenty of people that are drinking in the stands of that game. Just saying. I have a little inside info on that one. But the head coach of Duke has kind of has a point there. It says back in his post game, he's like, back in the day when I played, there was a 10 seconds where the players got to get to the bench before the fans stormed there's got to be some equal thing about that. But I kind of go back to this whole thing, man, of, nobody remembers what it's like to get punched in the face, Yeah. That's kind of where I'm sitting at. If you ever watch like an old school MLB game where someone hits a walk-off home run and the fans storm the field in Major League Baseball, you will see these big baseball players like Reggie Jackson and all these people, Jose Canseco, Ricky Henderson, running to the dugout and literally knocking people over and hip checking people down to the ground and knocking them flat on their just to get in the dugout, just to get out of the way. No one said anything about it. No one got sued. No one sued the players for it. That's basically what we got to get to. You run on the court,
all bets are off. Yeah, because I think that's some of my take is like, if you run on the court and somebody gets hurt running onto the court, what's going to happen then?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like a fan gets hurt running onto the court, like you have no ground, right? Like you shouldn't have been there in the first place.
They would probably try and sue the team or the facility or something like that.
It's coming.
Yeah, I think if teams just stick up the security and the security has full authority to put you on your if you get too close to the players.
Yeah,
good enough.
Yeah, so that's pretty much exactly what my take is as a college fan, as a fan of any sport, isn't that what you go to big games for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you go for the games when your team's either ranked higher or low, whatever it is, in the chance that you're going to beat a team that is supposedly better than you or a high named team. Like, and when you do, you want to be down on the court. I mean, I think in these colleges, dude, those aren't just players in a lot of these colleges. Those are people that you go to class with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like not every single player in college basketball is a superstar or they're just kids.
Yeah.
And the kids that are in there cheering them on want to go down there and celebrate with their friends. Yeah. And they storm the court and they have a good time. And like, that's what college sports is about.
Yeah.
But I do just feel like adding, like you said, a little bit of security, for 10, 15 seconds to make sure that players are clear of the floor. Everybody can, be safe and go down, celebrate, have a good time.
Yeah. I don't want to blame the victim here, but Kyle, come on, man. This is out of the last 50 home games.
You knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming, man. What were you doing on the other side? He was the only one on the other side of the court. Yeah. Everybody else knew the drill. and booked it towards the bench, and he's over there.
Right. Craziness.
Anyway, so that is our official opinion here at the DNA Sports Recap. We should not ban storming the court or storming the field in college sports, but we do want to have heightened awareness of the fan base, man. Just act like you've been there before, and only storm the field or storm the court when it's actually a valid reason to do so, not just because you beat Duke. Make sure you know the situation, and also know that if you do storm the court, that's on you, man. Security, a player, whatever can put you in. You know what? You have no grounds for nothing.
Yep.
It's kind of where I sit. What about you?
That's exactly it, buddy.
All
You
right.
spoke the word.
I love it. Hey, NCAA, you can find us in the comments down below. Let us know. Add us at our email address. Send us a DM. We're here for consulting. You'll find our fee very, very
very reasonable.
Reasonable. That's the word to look for. Yeah, reasonable for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on over from the conversation about college football and college basketball. Actually, let's stick on college basketball for a little bit. So this is what I feel like we have to talk about. I mean, as the least amount that we can talk about this guy that I want to, the better.
Yes.
But I do think that this one does need a little bit of conversation, a little bit of the DNA Sports Recap flair to it for sure. So Jazz fans, do not turn off the video. We're going to be talking about the Lakers, and we're going to be talking about LeBron James. Don't turn off. Don't check out. We're going to get through this together. Okay.
We don't want to be here either.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, all right. Do you want to intro this?
Yeah, absolutely. So LeBron James is currently posted on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I quote, "Can y'all please just let the kid be a kid and enjoy college basketball? The work and results will ultimately do the talking, no matter what he decides to do. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what a mock draft says. He just works. Earned, not given." And end quote.
Okay. Okay. So what do you think about this, man? What LeBron James about this? What do you say? Can y'all? First of all, he spelled y'all wrong. So that's great. Maybe if he went to college, this wouldn't be an issue. But
Oh my gosh.
You remember? I mean, sorry, that's a dig on a previous episode. That's a deep cut. The DNA people from OGs will remember that one. You remember how when LeBron James went on, he said, "I'm so proud of this. Bronny's the first one in our family to go to college." I'm like, there wasn't a team in the country that wouldn't have, a college in the country that wouldn't have taken you, LeBron. I'm just saying
That was a personal decision.
That was a decision, not an accomplishment. But anyway, but yeah, so I don't know, man. What do you feel about this? What LeBron has to say about this? Like,
well, to go on and say that tweet has since been deleted from social media.
Yet everybody can find a photo of it. So
absolutely. And the next thing is Bronny James is no longer listed in ESPN's 2024 mock draft. He has now been moved to the ESPN 2025 mock draft.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
When did this happen?
Just like yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. So with that being said, that tells you the power that LeBron James has over any media outlets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the case? Does Bronny not claim this year? Is he going next year? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But my feeling on this is Bronny had to know this was coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if LeBron would just keep his mouth shut and not talk about Bronny, like, I get it. Be proud of your kid, dude. The kid's accomplishing great things. He's a fantastic basketball player.
Yeah.
But if you just want people to treat him like he should just be enjoying college basketball, then you need to treat him the exact same way.
Exactly.
Keep,
100%.
Stop talking about him in every instance you get. Bring it up, talk about how proud you are of him, and then move on, dude. Like, you have your private discussions, but like going into the media and talking about how good of a player he is, making comments like he could play on any team right now and help him. Like, all these comments all they're doing is bringing in more and more judgment from outside sources where people want to make their opinions on LeBron's comments. You're doing this to him.
Exactly. 100%. That's exactly the same point I'm at with this. I feel bad for Bronny because it's not his fault. I think this is, the LeVar Ball thing all over again.
Yeah.
It's the father hyping the son. And yeah, you're 100% right. Brag about your kid. If he's doing something great, he's doing something great. But by doing this and hyping him up, you've put this target on his back. If you didn't talk about him, nobody would be saying anything.
Yep.
They'd
just be letting him play. And he'd get just as many highlights by people just saying, "Bron James boy."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just it. He's like, just having that name you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
On people looking at you and people scouting you. He doesn't need any help from LeBron James.
Yeah, this says by the quote from the Athletic back in 2001. My last year will be played with my son. Whenever Bronny's at, that's where I will. Wherever Bronny's at, that's where I will be. I would do whatever to make it happen. Whatever it takes to play with my son for 1 year. It's not about the money at that point. That was in 2001. Bronny James was 16 years old in high school when he made that statement. Ever since he made that statement, he's put it on himself.
2001, 2021.
Yeah, what did I say? 2001?
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't even work, dude.
Yeah, 2021.
That's really early.
Yeah, that is really early. So
Bronny James was not born yet.
Yeah, 2021. Sorry. But yeah, he put that in the Athletic. That was a quote, and that's not the last time he said it. He said back in March of 2023, man, Bronny definitely can't. But Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit, lightweight, hilarious, with a bunch of laughing emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so by him, and then he also said that he could play for. He's like, oh, he could play for us right now.
He could make this team better.
He could make this team better right now. When he's talking about his own team, the Lakers. So yeah, this is kind of a thing of his own doing. Now, I don't think he meant to put it on him the way it's being put on him, but I do think that he was doing it on purpose. And you know why I think that is?
Why?
So, I don't know if you know this, but LeBron James, constantly talking about his son, has raised his son's profile.
Absolutely.
I have a photo here that I wish I could throw up on the screen, but I don't know how to do that yet. So we'll just have to put it up in post-production, folks. But Bronny James NIL is $5.8 million per year, which is number one by almost $1 million over Deion Sanders' kid, and over $2 million more than Livy Dunn. So, and Arch Manning,
yeah,
$3 million more than Arch Manning's kid. I mean, sorry, than Arch Manning, that Peyton Manning's nephew.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a huge. So that's not LeBron's money. That is Bronny's NIL deal money that he's bringing in this year alone. So I think in part he's helping his son build his profile to build his own net worth, which you can honestly understand. But it's basically put this target on his back for him to be this way, and he's got nobody else to blame but himself. So when he goes on, on X or Twitter, and then says these things, you can't be surprised when people are not putting. And he's absolutely 100% right. You know who doesn't care about mock drafts is the front office of every NBA team.
Yeah,
if they think he's talented, they think he develop him, they will use him.
Yep. They also, if they think that they can draft Bronny James and get LeBron James for the last year of his career, they're still going to take him.
Yeah, exactly. Realistically, that's probably going to be a team that's a contender. You're not going to see teams like Utah or San Antonio take him,
right?
Because they don't want to take on LeBron unless they have a chance to win, right? So
maybe for a vet man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's he's still one of the top, I'd say he's still one of the top 15 best players in the league right now, LeBron James.
I think 15. He's probably more like top 20, top 25.
I don't know, man. I'm not exactly the biggest LeBron fan. I'm pretty sure everybody's
just
quite
think
aware
of
that.
There's so many great players in the NBA right now, though.
If you go on average scoring alone, he's in the top 10.
Yeah, average scoring, yeah.
So just by that alone, and the fact that his ability, to take over a game when he wants to, I'd say he's probably top 15. But yeah, anyway, so that's just kind of my take on that. This is the same guy who, threatened to retire in a press conference to gain more, try to get DeJounte Murray DeJounte Murray to be traded to the Lakers passive aggressively.
Right.
It didn't happen. This is the same guy who, would be on the pedal bike before a game reading the first chapter of Mockingjay. You remember that time when he was having different books? Have you noticed he was never past the first chapter of any book he was reading?
That's how he rolls, bro.
He's just all image. So for that, I'm not a big LeBron fan, and I feel bad for the kid because that's the one person. This kid just had a cardiac incident earlier late last year in a workout, and I'm just glad to see him on the court. And his NBA career will come when it comes. So I agree with him that he's just let him play. But LeBron's not the one to be coming out saying just let the kid play.
Yeah,
you've done this.
He doesn't need to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so that's enough talking about LeBron and James. I don't know. I need to have some mouthwash or something at this point.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was brutal. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Not a whole lot to talk about in the NBA this week for us, so we'll definitely move on.
No, I'd much rather talk about LeBron than the crappy Jazz.
Yeah. On that, let's just make a quick note on that. So I said that the Jazz are in a great position to really make a run for it, and the next 10 games are a soft landing. They could go 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking good so far, man.
They just need to go on a little streak, Darren. You still got it, buddy. Your prediction's still there, still holding strong, man.
Still holding strong. Oh my gosh, man! Did you watch the game last night?
Oh, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible.
Yeah, they started really rough too. I mean, just going down 12-0, really hard to come back from that in the NBA.
Yeah, what's really funny is they got it back to within like 7 points late in the third.
Yeah.
And then after that, they just decided to stop playing defense all of a sudden.
They just didn't show up, man.
Like, what was that?
Well, and they couldn't buy a basket.
Yeah. See, we've had this conversation about the Jazz when it comes to shooting. Mm-hmm. The Jazz are not a 3-point shooting team. Outside of Larry Markkinen, no one shoots 40% from 3 on that team.
No.
So why are we shooting?
Well, and Jordan's having one of the worst years shooting the 3 of his career. He's even worse on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're really struggling to find rhythm. The Jazz got work to do, man. You know what I mean? Like that's all there is to it. They just got some work to do.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. It's not like Quinn Snyder was like a genius there halfway through the third quarter. We know that he does not make in-game adjustments here in Utah. So
I do love Quinn Snyder, though.
Yeah, I do think he's a good coach, but that's his biggest downfall is he can't make adjustments mid-game. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's our comments on the Jazz there and our NBA talk there, folks. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think of the LeBron James comments about Bronny on Twitter. Is he out of line by telling everybody to leave him alone after he's spent all this time talking about him for the last 5 years? Or, let us know what you think in the comments down below. We'd love to hear it.
Yep.
Do we want to do an end card on that one?
No, I think we're good.
We're good? All right.
Yeah.
We talked about storming the court. We probably should have put an end card on that one, huh?
We'll just do it at the end and you can cut it in.
Okay, perfect. Folks on the live stream, if you're watching us live on the live stream, please feel free to drop a comment in the live stream. Let us know where you're watching. And again, we'd love to chat with you about whatever you folks want to talk about.
Yeah, any trash talk's also welcome to the live stream. Bring it.
Absolutely. Now we're about to pivot into Major League Baseball here. So if a Scott Boras client signs while we're live streaming, we'd appreciate the information dropped in the chat because it seems to always happen while we're recording and we miss it. So
yes, and then we got to wait a week.
Then we got to wait a week to cover it, and it's an old hat by then. All right, so let's go ahead and transition into Major League Baseball, shall we?
Okay, you ready for me to give this to you, and you can take it over?
Sure.
Okay, because I'm ready.
That's a lot of pressure, man. I got to take what over?
The biggest Scott Boras signing to date.
Again, let us know if it changes in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Cody Bellinger, former Dodger.
That's right.
Signs a 3-year, $80 million contract. For the record, it does include a chance for Bellinger to opt out after each year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's got to be a little bit frustrated with this contract, right? This is significantly less than was originally presumed he would be making after this offseason.
Right.
Boras was definitely holding out. He was trying to get him a little bit more money, a little bit longer term.
Right.
He was a 2017 National League Rookie of the Year. He obviously won his 2019 MVP with the Dodgers. But he had some injuries, right? I mean, he had his enthusiastic high five that he dislocated his shoulder. I mean, he broke his leg in a collision. Like this he's kind of had an up and down career. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
for sure.
But he had to go through his prove it year, right? He had to get through that prove it year with the Cubs.
Yep.
He did it.
He did.
He did it. He earned it.
Mm-hmm.
So my question's for you. Is this a fair contract for Cody Bellinger?
Let's start with absolutely.
Okay.
The biggest problem for why Cody Bellinger did not earn a long-term contract is he only did it for 1 year. He had 2 years of being one of the worst hitters in all of baseball, not just a drop off from his MVP season, literally being one of the worst hitters in baseball. What saved him is his base running ability and his defensive ability. Outside of that, he is one of the worst hitters, batting below the Mendoza line of 200 for the season for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
That's not going to help you, man. You come back and have 1 year of playing well. That's not going to earn you a 7 or 8 year contract. It's just not going to happen.
Right. Even if you are only 28.
Even if you are only 28. And on top of that, what a lot of people are concerned about is, yes, he had a better year, but he's not hitting the ball nearly as hard as he was.
Right.
Which is an indication that maybe his shoulder isn't as strong as it was. And obviously he can, over the season, regain that bat to ball speed, and maybe he slowed down his swing a little bit to be more of a ball in play or hit to contact type guy.
I mean, yeah, and if his percentages is going up, obviously that might be exactly what he was trying to do. He's not trying to put the ball out of the park anymore. He's trying to put the ball in play.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to strike out 35% of the time, but
Not a
hit
good
20,
look.
but hit 20 bombs a year,
Yeah.
and have an epic backflip once a year,
Yep.
So yeah, I do think this is a fair contract. If he opts into the whole thing, that's $80 million in 3 seasons. If you're doing well, that's more than he was going to get in a 9-year deal in 3 years.
Right.
Or a 6-year deal in 3 years. That's more money than he was going to get. If he stays into this deal and stays for all 3 years, this was more money than he was going to get in 3 years. Absolutely.
So Scott Boras was on record saying, we'll see you again next year.
Yeah, 100%. This guy's opting out after next year.
Absolutely.
This is a 1-year deal. So if he does go out there and he lays an egg and has another bad year,
he opts in.
He opts in for another 27.5.
Yep.
And then he has a great year, tests the market again, before he actually leaves for free agency. If he has a good year, we'll see if the market's there or not. But I'm guessing around that time, 25 million, which would be the amount that he makes in the third year of that contract, will be below what a 32-year-old belly who's playing well would get.
Right.
So
okay, but so my question is if he goes out, he has another, maybe he doesn't win the MVP, but he has an MVP caliber season. He's in the top 10 for MVP votes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he earns that larger contract, that longer contract that he was looking for with the Cubs, or you see him going somewhere else?
Oh, I see him going somewhere else.
He'll just take it wherever the money's at.
No, I don't think he'll take it wherever the money's at. I think what's going to happen, he will go somewhere else because I don't think the Cubs will be the one to offer them that.
Gotcha.
I do think that the Cubs are on a different timeline than what Belly's on. I do have them at high hopes of winning their division this year. So I'm not totally out on Belly re-signing with them. If it's a 5 or 6 year deal,
might be the right fit for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that for sure. It might be the right fit for him. He might want to stay there,
especially if he can get some guaranteed money somewhere. I mean, where he's not taking an opt out every year. He can get a 5 or 6 year deal, guaranteed money, roll through his contract, kind of finish out the tail end of his career.
I mean, if Pittsburgh comes up and gives him 7 years, $200 million,
exactly,
is he going to take that? He probably will take it to the Cubs and say, like, "Hey, can you give me something close to this?" And he'd probably take it. Yeah,
yeah.
So, no offense to Pirates fans,
none at all.
But yeah, I mean, my question to you is on this one: is this with this deal here? I have to ask you there. So, looking back at this offseason, is it going to be the year where Scott Boras overplayed his hand?
Absolutely. I mean, I think this deal is just the first one to kind of show that the Jordan Montgomery contract, obviously they're still waiting on the Rangers TV deal and that kind of stuff, but I think they're holding out too long. And I think Boras is finally kind of admitting, like, the only reason that he feels like he won this contract negotiation was because he got an opt-out after each year.
Right.
That's your only winning. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't actually win at 3 years, 80 million.
Yeah, I have to agree. This is the year where Boras clients really got hosed, and that's why you have Scott Boras as your agent, is so you can max money. And again, just the list of the players: JD Martinez, Matt Chapman, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery. These are all still unsigned at the time of recording, which is unbelievable.
So much talent, dude.
So much talent.
Yep.
And some of these pitchers, man. I mean, spring training's going, man. People are playing. These guys are not going to have enough time to ramp up for opening day. So if you sign Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery for the type of money that they're asking for, you're expecting those guys to be a frontline starter, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Not somebody who needs a month to get ready for the season.
Yep.
So it's not looking good, man.
I mean, those guys are potential opening day starters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's your first guy in your rotation, and they're still not even signed yet.
Yeah, they're not going to be ready. They're not going to be ramped up for.
I think Boras, like you said, he showed too much, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just sit there and hold out when your guys aren't getting paid.
Yeah, good on Major League Baseball, man, and good on the owners and the team front office for not letting this happen, man. I mean, there's talent, there's citing people, and then there's these contracts. I mean, you could just take a look back at what's his name, Xander Bogaerts' contract. Who he was the shortstop for the Padres. Yes, we do remember that the Padres exist as a franchise. We skipped over them as one of the California teams last episode.
Our bad.
Sorry, guys.
Too many teams in California. You can't keep track of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, they were one of the ones who set the market in payroll and then didn't even make the playoffs, but which would have helped our argument last week. But anyway, so we got the Padres there. Xander Bogaerts was signed as a shortstop. They overpaid him like crazy, and they're already moving him to second base.
Right.
Like, that guy's gonna be 41 years old, 42 years old, making ridiculous money.
Oops.
You know, you're just like, nobody wants to make these. None of these contracts are aging well.
Yeah.
That got those massive payouts. So they're just, everybody's a little bit more cautious. And I think that Boris definitely overplayed his hand on that.
Yep.
For sure. What else you got?
That's what I got on. I mean, as far as Cody Bellinger, Scott Boras, that's what I got, buddy.
Gotcha. What's your take on who's going to be the next one to sign?
I think we see Blake Snell sign somewhere next.
You think?
Yeah.
I did hear that the Yankees may have made another offer. There's rumors of it.
Yeah.
But the only problem with the cap hit, whatever they offer him, they have to pay double. So he wants $30 million a year.
Yeah.
The Yankees are going to pay $60 million to have him on the team. I don't know if they're going to do that.
Yeah. I think, you're not going to see these players go unsigned to start the season, right? They're going to land somewhere.
Let's hope not.
Like they got to. There's too much talent. And Boris isn't going to just let him not get paid for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to work something out. And I think, I actually do think we probably see some more contracts, a lot like the Cody Bellinger contract, where it's a shorter term. The money's not bad. He's going to continue to try to get opt-outs.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they can kind of observe the market and see as it fluctuates and, have a potential to earn some of these guys these longer term contracts like they're hoping for.
Yeah. I do see the chances of Blake Snell going to the Mets a possibility because their starting rotation's pretty shot. I believe
they had to trade it all away after last year.
Yeah, and they're still paying for it.
They did their best in 1 year.
I think their other starter is actually down for a month now with the shoulder injury. So their frontline starter
just falling apart.
Yeah, so I don't know about that, man. We'll see. But
yep,
I would like to see Blake. They could technically sign both Blake and Jordan. So Blake Snell and Montgomery Jordan can both probably be signed with the Anaheim Angels.
Wow,
they have over $50 million available in payroll before they even hit the first luxury tax threshold. So, is already going to do that? Probably not, but that would be a great way to prove to Trout that you're trying.
Yeah, and Did
you hear his comments?
Oh, I didn't.
He said that he was loyal. He's like, I'm loyal to the team. I signed a contract because I want to be here. I want to retire here. And winning a championship here would mean just as much. He's like, asking for a trade to get, trade out, would it mean as much if I won a World Series ring somewhere else? No, but I'm not saying I won't get there, but for right now, no, I want to win one here. So it's basically his way of telling the team, look, you better try or I'm out.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to demand a trade.
Just want to win ball games, man. You know what I mean? Like you're a professional athlete. I just want to win some ball games. That's it.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so they have all the payroll in the world. I think that's probably where Blake Snell's going to land up right now. I still say the Yankees are in on him, but I don't know. So I can't not say Philly. I think for some reason, I just think Philly's going to get him. I don't know. We'll see.
It's on the internet now. So hopefully they do.
By the way, before we move on, did you hear let's talk about the uniforms. Let's move on to the uniforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we talk about let's talk about the pants.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We need to be very transparent with these pants.
Oh, dude. That was great. That was great.
What's funny is you sent me that thing on Instagram. I had no idea what you were talking about.
The pants?
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, what is he even talking about? And then I saw it probably 30 minutes later about the issue with all the pants. And I was just like,
oh, the black bar part where they covered all the guys' junk. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that social media, but somebody did a great job of stitching a bunch of black bars where guys' junk is, because the pants basically, let's break down the issue. Basically, the pants are see-through, folks. The new Major League Baseball pants, produced by Fanatics, issued by Nike, are see-through, and it's causing a bit of an issue.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. When you can see their jersey underneath, through everything. You
can see their jersey. You can see their undershorts, their sliders. That they're wearing. Yeah,
and it's as far as if there's any writing on their the writing where the jersey on the patches, you can read the jersey or the patch that's on their jersey through their pants.
Yeah, there's a couple of photos circling around of Fernando Tatis Jr. bending over to tie his shoes, where there is nothing to the imagination left there, and it is scary. We're not going to put that one up here on our live stream here, and we're not going to put that one up. We're going to keep it clean because it is a family show. But yeah, there's definitely things that you don't want to see on these things. So if you guys want to find it on the internet, you definitely can. But yeah, definitely there's some issues with the pants for sure. So anyway, and the other issue is that they're running out of them, man. They're tearing right through them, and Nike does not have enough. So these people are having to go in their closets, find some baseball pants from years past if they happen to have them, and bring them to the facility to wear them. It's a bit nuts.
Do you want to hear my hot take on this?
What's your hot take on this?
All of this is a ploy.
Okay.
To get everyone talking about Major League Baseball way before the season starts.
I like it.
Because it is everywhere.
Yeah.
The uniforms, I mean, as far as the jerseys and the remake, obviously the pants are now a huge issue. It continues to be a talk about players. It's something for the players to keep talking about. It's making national headlines because of the poor quality. Watch what's going to happen is they're going to introduce the actual new uniforms right before the season starts.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's just a big game. That's my take.
I like that take, man. I hope you're right, but here's a little bit of evidence to prove that it might not be the case. Now, I promised you folks out there last week, and I told AJ this, we've talked about it several times, that we would not talk about the Kansas City Royals anymore because
nobody watches.
We put a bunch of effort into those videos and nobody watched it. So sorry, Royals fans, you guys didn't show up for those videos. So we're not going to be making any videos about the Royals anytime soon.
You did this to us.
Exactly. Even though we're actually both picking them to potentially win their division this year because of Will Smith.
We still don't talk about them.
We still don't talk about them, but we got to talk about them.
Okay.
So the Kansas City Royals have worked a contract with MLB and Nike to change the lettering on the jerseys from the smaller size to maintain the full-size lettering on the team jerseys. This is according to Paul Lucas of UniWatch, which we'll put links to the article down below if you're watching this online. But yeah, so check it out. That is the Royals jersey, and that is the Angels jersey.
Dude, that is so much better.
That is so much better. It's much, much better. And we'll also put it up on the screen for you guys on the video after, but because we can't figure out how to do that yet. Sorry, guys.
We don't do that.
But anyway, so yeah, I don't know, man. That is awesome that they're doing that. But the funny part about this is that it's only available to the Kansas City Royals.
Why is that?
Because they're according to Nike and MLB, they're the only teams that have lobbied hard to Nike and Fanatics to get it changed.
Everybody else is just like, it's fine.
Everybody else is complaining about it, but nobody's actually going to get it changed. So
right. I don't think it'll be long because we're talking like the whole MLB Players Association is starting to make complaints about the jersey quality. I mean, pretty much everything, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be long until everybody starts lobbying to make a vote and say,
look, this is ridiculous.
This isn't working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100% agree. 100% agree.
And realistically, this is the reason that you introduce these before preseason, right? Because you have to work some of these things out. You have to know, like when you're introducing a brand new material, brand new jersey, Nike typically puts out they put out high quality products. And I'm sure in Nike's mind, this probably was a high quality product, but it wasn't one that they obviously tested. You can't test it until it's on professional athletes and they're playing in professional games.
It wasn't Nike that made it. It was Fanatics that did it.
But it's still, I mean, Nike still got their name on it.
Yeah, they're subcontracting it out. They did not quality check this stuff when they allowed to go through.
And that's the issue, right? Is Nike said, yeah, put our stamp on it. We're good to go. We trust you.
Yeah. More and more that I think, the more and more I realize, I think you're right. It's probably going to be something like that for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
Yep.
Anyway, we want to know what you folks think out there. Let us know in the comments down below. Do you think these jerseys are here to stay? Do you think the lobbying by the Royals is just basically the first domino to fall in all this? Hopefully they change the pants because it's just not appropriate. This is a family game, guys. Let's not.
It's a family game.
Yeah, we don't want this to scar people for life. For sure. Yeah, definitely let us know in the comments.
Especially if you're at a live game, you're like, whoa,
yeah,
too much, too much.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely let us know in the comments down below what you think there. And do you think this is? Do you agree with AJ? Do you think it's just a ploy to get people to continue to talk about baseball before the season? I love it. Once again, folks, if you were watching this wait,
I need to ask you the Dodgers patch, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah. I need to know what's going on with this patch.
Okay. Do you want to break down what it is or?
So yeah.
Okay.
The Dodgers at the beginning of this season released the Guggenheim patch.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, Guggenheim Baseball Management is the ownership group that bought the Dodgers in 2012 from Frank McCourt.
Worst owner in MLB history, by the way, Frank McCourt.
Darren, though, as a fan,
mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this ridiculously large, ugly patch on your favorite Dodgers jerseys?
I would wear it with like a badge of pride.
Yeah,
100%.
Excellent. It's hideous.
100%.
It's hideous. If you haven't seen it, we'll put it up on the screen somewhere.
In comparison, let me just compare that. Okay. Braves, the Atlanta Braves, their arm patch. Do you know who it is?
I don't.
It's Quick Concrete.
Oh, Quick Concrete's great.
It's this bright orange patch on a.
I love Quick Concrete, dude. Have you ever used Quick Concrete? It's fantastic. It's one of the best fast setting concretes on the market. Okay. So don't you dare disrespect Quick Concrete for 1 minute.
The Padres have a Motorola logo. The Houston Astros have an Oxy logo on their arms. And don't even get me started on the Mets. They have some kind of like insurance thing. It's just a giant white square patch that takes up the entire arm sleeve. Out of all the patches on jerseys, the Dodgers Guggenheim patch is the smallest one. And keep in mind, this is a Dodger fan. I'm freaking out about the fact that the jerseys, the split's not in the right spot. And the fact that it's not the bride gown white that it's supposed to be for the Dodgers.
Right.
I'm a baseball purist when it comes to uniforms. Any Dodgers or Yankees fans know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to your uniform purity. And when I say that they put an advertising patch on the arm and I would wear it with pride, I mean it.
They did just spend $1 billion in the offseason to assemble
this.
I mean, one of the most talented teams in years past, right?
This is a team in 2012 that only won one playoff game since they won the World Series in 1988. One playoff game. And it took Jose Lima pitching out of his mind to get that win. So from the time that they bought them, they've been a perennial playoff team. They've won the division 10 out of the last 11 years. They've been to the World Series 3 times. They've won one, yes, in a shortened season. I get that. There's an asterisk there for sure. But they've been dominating baseball for so long. If you want to put a patch on the arm that basically just says, hey, we're the ownership group that
assembled this team. Yeah.
This kind of reminds me, with the exception of the charity part, minus the charity part out, this reminds me of the 5 for the fight patch that the Jazz had on their jersey. Because technically what it was a Qualtrics patch, which is technically the company that owns the team now. Ryan Smith, the Smith Entertainment Group is the team that owns the Jazz now. And the patch that was on the jersey for the longest time was one that wasn't really a sponsorship. It was basically just a patch.
It was a fundraising patch.
It was a fundraising patch.
Yeah.
As a ploy for Ryan Smith to get in on the team somehow and eventually become the owner. Minus the charity part, this is very similar. This is just the Guggenheim Group basically saying, hey, if we're going to have a patch on there,
why not it be ours?
Why not it be ours? I don't understand the economics behind that. Why you're paying millions of dollars to put a patch, Well,
that's probably just it, though. They probably didn't have to pay millions of dollars. If you're the management program that runs the team, you're just like, oh, hey, by the way, we're putting our name on there.
I think it's a write-off thing. I think they're just trying to write off some money, honestly. But
that was a simple transfer of funds.
Exactly. But as a Dodgers fan, I am so happy to have that be the patch of the ownership group that turned the franchise around, that took us out of the dog days of the McCourt eras, which, by the way, still owns the parking lot, which is really weird. We'll talk about that again later. But yeah, absolutely. Love the patch. Love to have it on there. And it's a hell of a lot better than any patch I've seen on any jersey so
except
far.
For Quick Concrete.
It's so ugly, dude.
It's a great product.
It's so ugly. We're going to put it on the screen here. The Braves are possibly one of the ugliest ones out there.
Great product. That's all that matters there.
It's a great product. It's like Paul Millsap when they changed it from the New Orleans Hornets to the New Orleans Pelicans. They say, what do you think about the name? He's like, it's the state bird, man. It's the state bird.
State bird.
Absolutely love it.
Win.
But yeah, anyway, so we have games going on, man. Spring training games are going on.
Yep.
Over the last 2 games, we actually got to watch Shohei Ohtani make his debut as a Dodger, and he did not disappoint. I mean, did you see what the Giants fans did? Oh my gosh, so salty. They posted videos of them in the break room cheering and throwing a big old hoopla when he struck out his first time. And then when he grounded in the double play, they started cheering again. Like if you're that salty that you couldn't sign a free agent this year, that's the best.
Then if you're that salty, be a Giants fan.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, come on, man. And then he hits a 2-run bomb, to help him out.
Hit a 2-run bomb. Oppo.
Did you know how many opposite field home runs he hit last year?
I feel like everyone I see is to the opposite field.
He only hit 2 of all year last year.
Damn.
That was like ridiculously 40 plus home runs he hit last year. Only 2 of them were opposite.
I feel like everyone's Oppo.
Yeah. So yeah,
Maybe I watch it and flip a lot.
yeah. And Yamamoto made his debut today. Struck out. He went through 2 innings. Got one person got a hit. Struck out 3. His delivery, man, it's pretty wild.
Have you seen him play before that?
I've just seen the same highlight, the same 25-second highlight that everybody's seen when I'm playing in Japan. There's not a whole lot of tape on this guy on the internet, so I didn't get to see a lot of him. I watched him in the WBC. That's pretty much it. But yeah, that guy, man, nobody's running on that guy. Like if he has a runner on first, nobody's running because the guy's got no windup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's just literally just get the ball and he's just straight to home plate. There's no windup. It's really weird to watch. So it'll be interesting. Nobody's stealing on Yamamoto, that's for sure.
Crazy.
Anyway, folks, we want to know in the comments down below, what do you think of the Dodgers patch there? If you're Dodgers fans, if you're not Dodgers fans, and I just insulted your Braves, quick, concrete, like AJ here. If you're
best patch in the league,
let us know what you think there on the arm sleeve patch in general. Are you for it? Are you against it? What do you think that means? Let us know in the comments down below for sure. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you like what you're seeing, what we talked about here in Major League Baseball, you can see more of our coverage on Major League Baseball. It'll be linked right here in a playlist for you right there. We also have a subscribe button right here in the middle. Make sure you click on that so you don't miss out on any of our future videos.
Yep. And if you're watching on one of our short videos, this is available as a podcast wherever you get it, audio only. There should be a link right there.
Awesome. All that and more. My name is Darren. That is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.
All right. So that was a great little outro there, and we need to record another outro for the college football. College basketball.
I think you could probably just cut that one and literally, if you just cut out what you've seen in Major League Baseball.
Oh, I guess we could just use that one too.
Yeah, you could just use it, especially because we didn't switch the light.
Oh, that's true. We didn't switch the light. Oh, dude, editing's gonna be a nightmare in this video.
Yes, that's correct.
Good times. Good times. Once again, folks, if you're watching this, actually, we need to do a couple things here. We need to do some house clean stuff. Once again, folks, if you're watching this live out on the live stream, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We are giving away the first $500 that we add in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the grind to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000, we'll be giving away the first $500 back to our subscribers. 5 subscribers will each earn $100. So make sure that you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that.
Yes.
Like it.
Like Darren said.
All right, folks. I believe that's everything. Thanks again for joining us here on the DNA Sports Recap. And you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Luckily, nobody signed. We didn't get a comment about anybody signing, so that's good. No comments on people signing.
Perfect.
So
no notifications either.
No notifications. We're good. We're good. All right. Till next week, guys.